Welcome. Today, we are going to conduct a deep dive analysis of global liquidity dynamics. We will look past the headlines and earnings reports to uncover the mechanical engine that actually drives financial markets. Specifically, we will explore how the policies of the Federal Reserve, and one obscure facility in particular known as the reverse repo, have dictated the recent rallies in risk assets, including artificial intelligence stocks and the Indian Nifty 50 index. To understand where the market is going, we must first understand the core argument of this analysis: liquidity is king. Many investors spend their time worrying about asset overvaluation, PE ratios, and earnings misses. However, the data suggests that these fundamental metrics are secondary. The single most important factor driving market pullbacks and market rallies is liquidity. Simply put, liquidity is the availability of cash in the financial system. When cash is abundant, markets rally regardless of valuation. When cash is scarce, markets fall, even if companies are performing well. To fully grasp the current market situation and the forecast for the coming years, we must break this down into three distinct chapters. First, we will look at the mechanics of the Federal Reserve. Second, we will analyze the anomaly of the recent rally. And third, we will look at the forecast for a final melt-up followed by a significant economic downturn. Chapter 1. The Engine of Liquidity. The story of modern markets is the story of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. There are two main levers the Fed pulls that you need to understand: quantitative easing, or QE, and quantitative tightening, or QT. Quantitative easing is essentially money printing. The Fed buys assets, injecting cash into the system. Historically, periods of QE lead to strong, sustained rallies in equity markets. If you look at the performance of indices like the Nifty or the S&P 500 during periods of balance sheet expansion, the correlation is undeniable. On the flip side, we have quantitative tightening. This is when the Fed drains liquidity from the system. In theory, this is detrimental to risk assets. However, not all QT periods are created equal. To understand the danger we face today, we have to look back at the last major cycle of tightening between 2017 and 2019. Between 2017 and 2019, the Federal Reserve engaged in QT while the US government was dealing with debt ceiling negotiations. This culminated in a deal in July 2019. This combination, the Fed pulling money out and the government managing its debt, led to a severe tightening of liquidity in the plumbing of the financial system. This created a stress test that the system failed. On 17 September 2019, we witnessed the repo market blow up. The overnight lending markets, which are the greasing gears of the global financial system, essentially seized up because there wasn't enough cash to go around. The reaction from the Federal Reserve was immediate and drastic. They were forced to abruptly abandon their tightening plans. They had to pivot immediately back to money printing, back to QE, to stabilize the system. This history is critical because it proves that the financial system has a breaking point when liquidity is drained too far. Chapter 2. The Mystery of the 2023 Rally. Now, let us fast forward to the period between 2022 and 2025. On the surface, the setup looked very similar to 2019. We had the Federal Reserve engaging in aggressive quantitative tightening to fight inflation. We also had a US debt ceiling deal, specifically the one concluded in June 2023. Based on the 2019 playbook, this should have caused a liquidity crisis and a market crash. But it didn't. Instead, risk assets rallied. The Nifty 50, for example, rallied by a staggering 41%. AI stocks went parabolic. Why did this happen? How did the market defy the liquidity drain? The answer lies in a massive pool of cash known as the Reverse Repo Facility, or RRP. Think of the RRP as a massive savings account held at the Fed for large institutions. Leading up to 2023, this facility had swollen to over $2.4 trillion. This was essentially excess cash sitting on the sidelines. When the US government resolved the debt ceiling in 2023 and began selling massive amounts of bonds to fund the government, the liquidity to buy those bonds did not come from bank reserves, which would have hurt the stock market. Instead, the money flowed out of this reverse repo facility. The RRP acted as a buffer. It released trillions of dollars back into the system, neutralizing the Fed's tightening. It was a stealth form of liquidity injection that offset the official policy of tightening. This outflow from the RRP is what funded the massive government bond sales and prevented a 2019-style crisis, allowing markets to soar despite high interest rates. Chapter 3: The Current Liquidity Squeeze. This brings us to the present day and the recent volatility we have seen in AI stocks, Bitcoin, and broader indices. The analysis indicates that we have entered a new, severe liquidity squeeze starting in late 2025. Why is the market struggling now? Because the buffer is gone. The reverse repo facility, which saved the market in 2023 and 2024, has been drained. It has gone from $2.4 trillion down to nearly zero. The reservoir is empty. However, the liquidity drain on the other side continues. The Federal Reserve has continued its QT program. Simultaneously, the US government sold over $500 billion in bonds leading up to the recent government shutdown concerns. In 2023, the RRP absorbed that blow. Today, there is no RRP to absorb it. This means every dollar the government borrows is now being pulled directly from bank reserves and market liquidity. This is the mechanical reason behind the pullback in risk assets. We are back to the 2019 dynamic, but without the safety net. Chapter 4: The Forecast, One Last Melt-Up. So, what happens next? If the buffer is gone and liquidity is tight, are we facing an immediate crash? The analysis suggests a different path, a volatile transition leading to one final, explosive rally. The Federal Reserve is aware of the plumbing issues. They know the system is fragile. The forecast indicates that the Fed is set to end its quantitative tightening program starting from 1 December 2025. They will stop draining money from the system. But the analysis argues that simply stopping QT will not be enough. The hole in the liquidity bucket is too large. To prevent the financial system from seizing up like it did in September 2019, the Federal Reserve will likely have to do more than just pause. The expectation is that in early 2026, the Fed will be forced to return to quantitative easing. They will have to turn the money printers back on to fund the government and keep the repo markets functioning. This pivot is the key trigger. When the market realizes the Fed is back to printing money, we are expected to see one last melt-up. This will likely be a liquidity-fueled rally, pushing indices like the Nifty and sectors like AI to new highs, decoupled from economic reality. It is a final push of the cycle. Chapter 5: The End Game. However, investors must exercise extreme caution. This predicted melt-up in early 2026 is not the start of a new, decade-long bull market. It is the final flare-up before the flame goes out. The analysis predicts that this rally will last only until the onset of the next official US recession. The economic indicators suggest that a recession is likely to kick in sometime in the second half of 2026. When that recession hits, the liquidity rally will collide with economic reality. This is expected to pave the way for the next significant market crash. Summary and strategy. To summarize the timeline provided by this analysis. First, we are currently experiencing a liquidity squeeze because the reverse repo facility is empty and the government is still borrowing heavily. This explains current volatility. Second, the Federal Reserve will be forced to react. We expect an end to QT in December 2025, followed by a restart of money printing, or QE, in early 2026. Third, this return to QE will trigger a melt-up in risk assets, providing significant upside potential for the Nifty and technology stocks. And fourth, this party ends in the second half of 2026, when a recession triggers a major market correction. The conclusion is not to flee the markets immediately, but to adopt a disciplined, rules-based investment approach. The goal is to ride this final wave of liquidity-driven returns while maintaining a strict exit strategy to protect capital before the cycle turns in late 2026. Understanding liquidity is the difference between being surprised by market moves and anticipating them. It is not about what the companies earn, it is about how much cash is available to buy their shares.